Now, let me quickly introduce Dr. Narasimha. Dr. B. N. Narasimha is an engineering graduate who secured the first rank from Bangalore University. Throughout his educational career, he had an exceptional career with the first rank in his high school on the state level. He has served as an educationalist for over 6 decades in the Sri Sathya Sai group of institutions, holding various key positions, including serving as the Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. Currently, he is the chief mentor of the Sri Sathya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam group of institutions. Dr. Narasimha is a prolific author who has written extensively on Indian philosophy. He is not only well versed in Vedas, Upanishads, and other Indian scriptures, but has also studied Western philosophy and major world religions. You will witness the depth and breadth of that knowledge during the today's session. We affectionately call him Murthy Anna, so you will hear me refer to him that way throughout this webinar. Now, without much delay, let me welcome Dr. Sri B. N. Narasimha Murthy, and we'll start the conversation. Murthy Anna, here is your first question to you. What are Upanishads? How many are there, and why do we need to study them, and where do they fit within the broader Vedic literature?
Good morning and Sairam to everybody. Shivram, so nice that you asked this question first while initiating the study of Upanishads. Why should we study Upanishads? I would like to here quote the example of a great German philosopher, Arthur Schopenhauer. He was looking for solutions to the problems of life and death, especially by the time he thought of this, he was grappling with the problem of death. Why all human beings should die? Is that the end of human life or anything beyond that? That is the time in 1850, that is in the 19th century, mid-19th century, he got a copy of the Upanishads for the first time translated into English by Max Muller. And he studied the Upanishads and he said this. This answers your question why study of Upanishads is very important. He said in the whole world, there is no study higher, more profound, more beneficial than the study of the Upanishads. Sooner or later, I am sure that Upanishads are going to become the faith of the people all over the world. This answers the question why we should study. It is most beneficial study, most profound study. And there is nothing higher than that. That is first. And then coming to the question, what are Upanishads? See, Upanishads are a part of the Vedic literature, of the Vedas. There are 4 Vedas as classified by Bhagavan Vyasa Maharshi, and the 4 Vedas are Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvana Veda. And each of the Vedas is divided into 4 parts. First is Samhita, second is Brahmana, third is Aranyaka, fourth is Upanishad. Broadly, in a nutshell, Samhitas are nothing but the hymns which were composed by the great Indian sages in praise of gods, various gods. Earlier they thought there are so many gods, each in charge of one of the natural forces like the sun, the wind, the rain, the water, the forest, things like that. But these are hymns. These are the shlokas which praise gods and goddesses. That is Samhita. Brahmana is how to please these gods and goddesses. They devised a way of the homas, yagas and yajnas because it is the gods and goddesses who give us everything. All the grain, all the food we eat comes from gods and goddesses. a part of it we should offer to them in gratitude. And that is how it is done in the yagas and yajnas. That forms the subject of the Brahmanas, how to conduct the yagas and yajnas, how to chant the Samhita mantras, and how to light the fire in the altar, what to offer. All this is a part of the Brahmanas. But the coming to Aranyakas, it establishes a relation between man and the gods and the goddesses. Here, first in the yagas and yajnas of the Brahmana, it is a material transaction. You offer something and they give you something. For example, you offer ghee into the fire, and which the fire is the messenger, the postman who takes it to gods. And gods give us rains. See, that is very important. That is one thing. But here Aranyaka says it is not enough, it is just a physical transaction of giving and taking. Beyond that, you should develop devotion, love for those gods and goddesses. That is what is called the Aranyakas. And generally they say that these Brahmanas form the Karma Kanda and the Aranyakas Upasana Kanda. And the Upanishads cover the Jnana, the highest wisdom, that you are none other than that God whose forms are the multifarious forms of gods and goddesses. Therefore, the main thing in Upanishads, as Baba said, Upanishad. Upa means near, near the Guru. Ni means down at a lower level. Shad means sit down and listen to what the Guru says. See, that is Upanishad according to Baba. And Adi Shankaracharya said, Upa means near, Ni means Nishchayatmaka Buddhyena, Buddhya means with a determined intellect you sit with the Guru, and Shad means he gave three meanings. One is, first is Himsa, Avsadhana, and Gati. Himsa means what? It removes your ignorance. What is the ignorance? You think that you are the body, though you are the divine. It removes it. Avasadhana means it loosens the knots of the ignorance in your heart. Hrudaya Granthi, it is said Hrudaya Granthi. There are three things. First is avidya. Avidya means, though I am divine, I think that I am this body, I am this individual. Therefore, the second is kama, desires of the body, desires of the individual, and then karma, working to fulfill those desires. These are called the three knots in the human heart. And these Upanishads, they loosen the knots of these Hrudaya Granthis. And finally, Gati means they will help you to reach the goal. So this is the answer to your first question, Shivaram. Anything more you can ask?
Yeah. Thank you, Murthy Anna. And I request all the panelists, please turn on video. You can be still on
Yeah,
mute
I want like to
because
see who are all there. I
right,
want to have your darshan also early in the morning for me in India.
right. No, these are the only panelists, Murthy Anna. We have other people in the webinar that you will not see on the screen. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Next question. Uh, what is the central message of or goal of the Upanishads?
The central message is only one. Maybe I left out one question, how many Upanishads are there?
Correct.
Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba has written a very small book, Upanishad Vahini, less than 100 pages. And there he states there were 1180 Upanishads. But from later on it happened, gradually so many were lost, and today little more than 100 Upanishads are available. And the message of all the 100 Upanishads is one and the same. What is it? Everything in the universe that we see is God Himself, is the divine itself, and there is nothing else other than God. And the goal of human life is to realize that. Till you realize that, you are bounded with, misery, life, death. To go beyond this cycle of birth and death, you have to know that you are the divine. You are one with the divine. So that is the core message of the Upanishads. And its implication is, as Baba said, it is love all, serve all. Because everything is God, we have to love everybody, we have to help everybody, we have to serve everybody. And applying the same message to the whole world, now Sadguru is saying Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one world, one family. Therefore, the central message of the Upanishads, Aham Brahma, Sarvam Brahma. I am divine, everything is divine. From that, the implication is love all, serve all. From that, what follows is we are all one family. All of us are one family. We have to help each other and without any discrimination. There is only one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This sentence, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is found in the Upanishads. One Upanishad, the Amrita Upanishad, Amrita Bindu Upanishad, that is where we see that. Therefore, this is the core message. Very, very simple it is. You are divine, I am divine, everyone is divine. Therefore, love all and serve all. And from there, we have to develop that we are all belonging to one family. We have to help each other out. So this is the central message.
But your question, but your answer, a good answer, Murthy Anna, but your answer more resembles like an Advaita philosophy on the Upanishadic
Yes,
front, if I understand correctly. But
yes,
whether Dvaitins and Vishishtadvaitins will agree on this?
yes. The point is this. This is what we have to understand in the right perspective. As a whole, the bigger picture is this. See, there is place for Dvaita, there is place for Visishtadvaita, there is place for Advaita. Here, to give an example, Hanuman said, when Rama asked him towards the end of his life almost, he asked him, Kahatvam, who are you? He asked him. See, Hanuman was first surprised. I have done so much service to him, I gave everything to him, and today he is asking, who are you? How does it look? Then, he understood the purport of the question and gave the most beautiful answer, which actually synthesizes all the three philosophies of Dvaita, Visishtadvaita, and Advaita. What did he say? Deha bhavena dasoham, jiva bhavena todamshakaha, atma bhavena tvamevaham iti me nischalamatihi. What did he say? When I feel I am the body, I am your servant. See, that is Dvaita. Jiva bhavena todamshakaha. When I realize that I am something more than the body, I am a divine spark, todamshakaha, I am a part and parcel of you, then it is Vishishtadvaita. And finally, Atma bhavena, when I realize the truth of my divinity, you and I are one. That is Advaita. What does this mean? All of them have a place in every human being's life. It is not that, suppose in my meditation, I identify myself with the divinity, and I don't feel any difference between divinity and myself. I am in a state of Advaita. But I am not in that state all the time. Once I start working in the world for the welfare of the world or whatever it is to discharge my duties, I feel that I am the body. Without that sense, you can't work in the world, whoever it is. See, that is Dvaita Bhava. I am the servant. But, sometimes while contemplation, you know that you are more than the body. I am also have some spark of the divine in me. Then I know I am a part and parcel of God. That is Visishtadvaita. Therefore, all the three philosophies are required for everybody. It is not that a set of people are Advaitins, another set of people are Dvaitis, another set of people Visishtadvaitis. It is not correct. See, maybe, in a community like India, there are people who say that we are all Advaitis, but how many of them know what is Advaita? Experienced Advaita. Therefore, these three philosophies have a place in every spiritual aspirant's life, And therefore the Upanishads are also interpreted by Adi Shankara Advaitic way, Madhvacharya Dvaitic way, and Ramanujacharya, he has also written commentaries on all the Upanishads, and that is according to Visishtadvaita. Therefore, there is absolutely no contradiction. They are complementary to each other. This is what we have to understand. And we need to practice Dvaita, that we are servants when we know that when we are experiencing that we are bodies, we are individuals. And maybe in a moment of contemplation, we feel I am a divine spark, I am a part and parcel of God. That is Visishtadvaita. And ultimately, if your mind is pure enough, God manifests in your heart and tells you, you and I are one, and gives that experience. That experience, when you get, you are Advaiti. Therefore, every day, each person, each spiritual aspirant is a Dvaiti, a Visishtadvaiti, and also an Advaiti. Therefore, there is absolutely no contradiction, Shivaram.
Thank you, Murthy,
I'm
on
not
that
able
one.
to.
But still, I'll have more questions on this one from the Upanishadic perspective. You gave a good
Yes.
answer from the Ramayana verses.
Yeah.
Now, but I'll switch to another question about. I think you mentioned there are several Upanishads. Let's touch on one Upanishad, for instance, Ishavasya Upanishad. If you can touch on the Ishavasya Upanishad, what is its core
Yeah.
teachings?
See, here first I want to tell you, see, there are some major Upanishads and all others are minor Upanishads. How did it happen? Adi Shankaracharya, 1200 years ago or 1400 years ago, he had so many hundreds of Upanishads. He picked out 10 Upanishads and wrote his commentary on only those 10 Upanishads. So those 10 Upanishads came to be known as major Upanishads, and all other Upanishads are called minor Upanishads. This Ishavasya Upanishad, about which you are asking, is one of the major Upanishads. Major Upanishad does not mean that it is the bigger one. No. In fact, Ishavasya Upanishad has only 18 shlokas. Only 18. It's one of the smaller of the Upanishads actually. And coming to the central message of the Ishavasya Upanishad, Shivaram, I would like to tell all of you, the first shloka in the Ishavasya Upanishad teaches you how to live in the world. And the last but one shloka, that is the 17th shloka of the Ishavasya Upanishad, teaches you how to die. See, that is there. How to live, how to die. And in between we find how to achieve the goal of life, that is divine realization. See, these are the 18 slokas. And Mahatma Gandhiji, he was very fond of this Ishavasya Upanishad. It so happened in the 1920s, 1930, he started what is called the Dandi March, Salt Satyagraha. He started from his ashram in Sabarmati. As he walked with a few hundred followers in the beginning, thousands of people from all over, every village joined, and when they reached Dandi, it was a huge number of people walking together to the seashore to protest against the salt tax that the British government had levied. And there were a few Western journalists also walking with them or traveling in whatever mode. And there were Indian journalists also. Out of them, one Western journalist was so stunned, astonished, surprised by the impact of Gandhiji on the common people of India. People who walked with him joined him spontaneously, voluntarily, without any appeal from anybody. They were all very common people. When women, children, everybody started walking, he was so astonished by the wonderful impact that Gandhi had on the hearts of the common people of India. He asked him one question. Can you tell me in 3 words what is the secret of your life and all this power that you wield on the people? He quoted from the first verse of the Ishavasya Upanishad. He said, Tena tyaktena bhunjita. 3 words he said. The shloka, first shloka goes like this. Ishavasad sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magrudaha kasya svidhanam. What does it mean? First sentence, Ishavasad sarvam. Everything in the universe is enveloped by God. Isha. Everything is enveloped by divinity. Yatkincha jagatyam jagat. All that is in the universe, moving worlds, unmoving things, everything is enveloped in God. It is soaked in God. Every atom is soaked in God. And therefore, tena tyaktena bhunjita, he quoted, therefore this is how you have to live. The Western journalist naturally did not understand Sanskrit. I wanted you to tell me in 3 English words, not 3 Sanskrit words, which are Greek and Latin to me. Gandhiji said, okay, renounce and enjoy. 3 words. Renounce and enjoy. See, the philosophy of the Upanishads is not against your enjoying life, but don't enjoy, just like that, grabbing everything for yourself. Renounce. First to sacrifice and then enjoy. That is what all of you are doing, right? You also enjoy your life, but you are sacrificing for a greater cause, a global mission. Thinking and knowing that everyone is your brother and sister, you are sacrificing. Sacrifice and enjoy. This is the secret of my life, he said. Ma gruda kasya svidhanam. Don't covet, don't desire what belongs to others. What did he mean by that? He meant this. What is it? See, you may be a billionaire. You have a lot of money, but you don't need all of that. Just because you have earned billions of dollars, all that is not your money. It belongs to somebody else. Who is that somebody else? Whoever needs it. Whoever needs it. Don't deprive anybody of the fundamental basic material needs. The basic material needs of food, shelter, clothing, educational facility, healthcare facility are required for everybody. If you don't grab everything and deprive somebody, see, today's world, the world is today the richest in the history of the world and most knowledgeable. So much wealth and knowledge were never there. But more than 30% of our brothers and sisters in the developing countries, so-called backward countries, are deprived of even the fundamental material needs. And that is the case, you have to sacrifice. See, that is the life you have to lead. And second shloka said, Kurvannevehe karmani jijivishet shatam samaha. Every one of you should live for 100 years. How? Not bedridden after 60 years, after 70 years. You have to be working all the time. Kurvannevehe karmani. Till 100 years you should be working. See, that is what Upanishad said. This is how you have to live. And another very important thing that the Ishavasya Upanishad does is a very the fundamental truth of the Upanishads. What is it? It says, Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijanataha tasya ko shokaha ko mohaha ekatvam anupashyataha. What does it mean? When you realize that all the beings are myself, all the beings are yourself. I am not different from other beings, I am one. Ekatvam anupashyataha. I have experienced the oneness of everything. For such a person, there is no shoka, there is no sorrow, there is no moha, there is no attachment, there is no ignorance. And how to attain it also, the Upanishad says, it is through bhakti. Bhakti, he says, he pays to sun god. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham. Truth is hidden by the shining, glittering plate of gold, that is ignorance. Tattvam pushan Apavrunu Satya Dharmaya Drushtaye. He prays to Sun God, you please remove that golden plate which is hiding truth from me. Remove it so that I can see the truth. But who am I to see the truth? Sathya Dharmaya Drushtaye. I am following the path of Satya and Dharma. Therefore, I deserve to see the truth. Therefore, remove this ignorance. This is the prayer. Therefore, and finally, as I told you in the 17th shloka, how you have to die. Die happily. Because every one of us came into this world crying, right? Nobody came into the world laughing. Each and every one of us, we started crying. And Baba used to say, every child which comes into the world cries, Koham, Koham, means what? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And when you die, you have to die, Soham, I am divine. I am God. So therefore, Ishavasad Upanishad is a very important Upanishad. That way, all the Upanishads are important and major Upanishads are very, very important. So this is the central message of the Ishavasad Upanishad, Shivaram.
Thank you, Murthy. And I think you summarized it very well, especially the first part, middle part, and last part. Now, so that our audience get the flavor of Upanishads, especially as a Sanatani or follower of Sanatana Dharma, it is essential that people, every one of us, know what is there in the manual of this Sanatana Dharma. Upanishads are one of the manuals, we can say, I guess. Now, coming to similarly another Upanishad, if you can give some flavor, either Katha Upanishad or Mandika Upanishad, one of them you choose. If you can
Okay.
give the central message on one of those Upanishads.
Yes. See, Katha Upanishad is the Upanishad that beginners should start studying. Suppose you have never studied any Upanishad in detail. Start with the Katha Upanishad. This Katha Upanishad starts with a story. What is the story? There was one very religious person, elderly person called Shreas, who was performing a yajna. That yajna was called Vishwajit Yajna. Vishwajit Yajna means Sarvajit Yajna. What it means is, in that yajna, you have to give away everything that you have in charity to the deserving people, to the needy people. And he had a son by name Nachiketa, 14-year-old. He was just 14-year-old. He observed what his father was doing. Among the hundreds of cattle or the cows he had, he was giving away only those old cows, useless cows, he was giving them away. Like, we give away our old clothes which we'll never use to others and keep the best for ourselves. He was annoyed. Now, why he was annoyed? See, my father is doing something wrong by which he will come to grief. He was concerned that his father should always be happy, but by doing a wrong thing like this, giving away useless things to others and keeping all useful things to himself, he is coming to grief one day or the other. Therefore, he wanted to prevent it. But he was very bold and courageous. He went to his father and asked him the question. He put it in a very, in a very metaphoric way, he put the question. He said, Father, to whom are you giving me? He asked him. See, he didn't want to tell him the truth on the face of the father. Why are you giving away useless things? To whom are you giving me? He asked. Father was first annoyed, kept quiet. Second time also he asked the same question. He got angry. Third time when he asked, he said, I am going to give you to death. Means what? Get lost. You die. But Nachiketa took it very seriously. My father has told me I should go to death. So he went to the abode of death, Lord Yamadeva. And when he went to the abode of death, there the doorkeepers told him, Yama is away on his errands. He waited for 3 days without food, without water. And when Yamadeva came, he saw a Brahmin boy, 14-year-old, waiting for him. He knew that he was there for 3 days. And he was very, very sorry. He said, he apologized. You stayed here without food and drink for 3 days. Therefore, ask me 3 boons. I am going to give you 3 boons. What are the 3 boons? Say, like a child, that is the child psychology. The first boon he asked is, when I go back to my father should not scold me. My father should not be angry with me. See, that is the first boon he asked. Because, he knew that his father was angry with him. Okay, Yamadeva said, okay, fine. Then what is your second thing that you are asking? He said, is there a yaga or yajna by which one can go to heavens, Swarga? And Yamadeva taught, this is the yajna, and I will name that yajna in your name. It is called even today Nachiketa Agni. Nachiketa Agni. By performing that yaga, it is sure that after your death you will go to the heavens. Then what is your third question? The third question baffled Yamadeva also. The third question really flabbergasted Yama. He said, see, look at this boy, 14-year-old, and he is asking the question, some people say that there is life after death. And some people say that there is no life after death. What is the truth? So naturally, Yamadeva, it was his secret. He could not give away his secret unless the boy is worthy. Therefore, he tested him. He said, see, this is a question which has confused, which has baffled even the gods and goddesses. Except this question, you ask for anything else, I will give you. And Nachiketa said, because even gods are baffled by this question, there is nobody else other than you to answer. I want only to answer for that question. I don't want any other thing. Then he tempted him. He said, I will give you 1,000 years of life. Okay, you choose how long you want to live in the world. I will give all the wealth of the world. And he also said, I will give you the most beautiful women from the heavens, Ramba, Urvasi, everybody I will give. You know what Nachiketa said? He said, you keep all the dances and music for yourself. I want answer to this question. Why, he asked him. The boy said, even if it is 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 10,000 years, it is temporary. After that, I am going to die. Therefore, I want to know this truth. Then he taught him the science of Atma Vidya, how to attain the Atma. And then he told him one particular sloka I would like to quote for want of time. Paranchikani vetrunat swayambhuhu paran pasya tasmat paran pasyati nantaratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam vaikshat avrutta chakshuho amrutatma vichan. This sloka I quoted in front of Baba on one Shivratri next morning. See, I was in Vrindavan as warden, and with all our boys we went to participate in Shivratri celebrations. And previous evening, that is on the Mahashivratri day, Baba materialized a lingam. In fact, what happened was, I felt very bad that, Baba was undergoing so much of pain when bringing out that Shivalingam. And Baba asked me to speak before him. I got up and prayed on behalf of all the devotees, Baba, I don't want you to bring out the lingam from your stomach. It is so much suffering. We saw that suffering. You just wave your hand and materialize a lingam. Don't take it out from your stomach. And Baba, when I stopped, first thing he did was he materialized the lingam first. But then he said, because foolish Narasimha Murthy asked me to materialize a lingam, I materialized, but I have yet to bring it out from my stomach. And he went through the suffering and brought out the lingam. Whole night bhajans were there. Next morning when Baba came, around 5:30 or so, I was sitting in the front. He called me, speak for 5 minutes. Then I quoted this sloka. What this sloka says, God created the mind and the senses of human beings in such a way that they always move outward. They won't go inward. But kaschit dhiraha. This word dhira is often used in the Upanishads, almost all the Upanishads. Dhira is not a hero who fights the battle. A dhira is one, a man or woman who fights the inner battle with his own mind and senses and conquers the senses. He is a dhira. Kaschid dhiraha, one among the millions. He turns his mind and senses inward because he aspires for immortality, amrtatva, not to be born again. You become immortal by becoming divine. If you don't realize before you give up this body, again you are born. Many times we have come into this world, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, and this is what he said. But after I stopped my speech, Baba called me and very low volume he told me, Narasimha, Shoka will not go if you utter the shloka. By telling a shloka, you are not going to get rid of sorrow. Means anybody can quote shlokas, but you have to realize it. That is what he meant. Therefore, this Kathopanishad is very interesting. Goes step by step in the sense it doesn't talk about Atma Vidya at the beginning. The first shloka talks about Shreas and Preyas. Preyas means what is pleasant for you, for your senses and mind. Shreas means what is really good for you. You have to choose Shreas or Preyas. Means what? Take a child for example. What is Preyas for the child? A 5-star chocolate, right? But it is not good. It is pleasant. What is good? A good fruit, apple or anything. This chocolate or the toffee is going to spoil your teeth and health. So that is Preyas, Shreyas. For grown-up elders like us, many things which attract us in this world, they are pleasant, Preyas. But what is Shreyas? To develop faith in God, to develop faith in a higher power, to do sadhana, spiritual practice, and realize our divinity. So that's how he starts and ends the Upanishad finally with the Atma Vidya. Therefore, Kathopanishad is the Upanishad for the beginners. Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Murthy. And actually, when you say that, one thing what I noticed is that whatever Satya Sai Baba was speaking, most of it are Upanishads. But during those
Yes.
times, we did not realize that because it is not like these days where internet and everything is there, people can go and find out. But now when we read the Upanishads and all, we say, oh, it's already taught by him. Like if you read his speeches, it is direct Upanishads, including even
Yes.
Sadguru Matsun Sai's. And in fact, for
Yes.
the audience, Sadguru Matsun Sai has spoke or taught about Kathopanishad. There are videos in his channel, and maybe someone can post it in the chat that people can see the Kathopanishad. And now, Murthy, and one other question to you about another Upanishads, so that audience get the flavor of Upanishads. Many of the audience are very new to Upanishads. So maybe if you're familiar with the Mandokya Upanishad or any other one of the Upanishads, whichever you're, would like to, if you can
Yeah.
give the central message, that'll be good.
Say, Mandukya Upanishad is the smallest of the major Upanishads. It has got only 12 shlokas, but there is a Karika written by the Gaudapada Acharya, who was the Guru of Adi Shankara. Guru of Adi Shankara was Govinda Bhagavat Pada, and Guru of Govinda Bhagavat Pada was Gaudapada Acharya. And this Gaudapada Acharya had entrusted before his life ended a task to his disciple Govinda Bhagavat Pada. He had told them, you have to write commentaries on all the Upanishads. He had told him. But Govinda Bhagavat Pada, he could not achieve it in his lifetime. But Adi Shankara, who went to him as a boy of 14 years, can you imagine Adi Shankara at the age of 8 or 9, he started walking from his home in Kerala and all the way to reach the banks of the Narmada river on the western part of India. He met his Guru Govinda Bhagavatpada and he actually taught him. He entrusted the task to Shankaracharya, which he achieved. Gaudapada has written a Karika, means discussing the truths of the 12 slokas of the Mandukya Upanishad. What is the essence of the Mandukya Upanishad? See, these days what is happening, we are standing at a meeting point of science and spirituality as far as the scientists are concerned. They are trying to tackle the hard problem of consciousness. In fact, in USA, one Dr. David Chalmers has established an institute to study consciousness. Is consciousness same as mind or anything beyond that? Are there different levels of consciousness that human beings can access to? So these are the questions which scientists are studying today. That is going to get spirituality and science together. That is what is going to happen. And Mandukya Upanishad has analyzed and had discovered and gives us the experience of the highest consciousness that a human being is capable of. Mandukya Upanishad first talks about the 4 states of existence that human beings are at. The first 3, all of us are aware. One is the Jagrata Avastha. Suppose by listening to my talk, if you are not going to sleep, you are in Jagrata. Many times, best sleeping medicine is to listen to Upanishads or study some book on philosophy for many people. Take a book on Upanishad, night, suppose, many people are addicted to sleeping pills. I tell you, sleeping pills are not required. You just take one Upanishad, start studying and you will sleep off. In fact, here I want to tell you a joke which the personal doctor of Baba, Dr. Alreja, told me once. Dr. Alreja told me once, suppose nights you are not getting sleep. All that you have to do is this, chant Ram Nam and you will get sleep. Why? Because this is a boon, he said, Baba told him it seems. This was a boon given by God, Rama, Sri Ramachandra, to Nidra Devi. Nidra Devi is the goddess of sleep. When Rama killed Kumbhakarna, Nidra Devi lost her best devotee. Because Kumbhakarna used to sleep for 6 months in a year, it says. And therefore, Nidra Devi felt very, very sad. My dearest devotee Kumbhakarna is dead, killed by Rama. She came to Rama and asked him, now where will I go? I found shelter with Kumbhakarna all these years. And now where will I go? It seems Sri Ramachandra said, who go to anybody who utters my name. So that is why in meditation, most of us go to sleep. Ram, 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 go to sleep. So that is a boon. So first is the Jagrata Avastha. So wherein, our senses are active, mind is active, my eyes are open, I can see so many things. This is called Jagrata Avastha. See, this is an analysis of the state of consciousness which was discovered thousands of years ago. Today the scientists and the psychologists, especially the parapsychologists, are struggling with this problem of what is this consciousness. Our sages found it thousands of years ago. First state is Jagrata. Next is Sushupti. Sushupti means deep sleep. When you are not aware of anything. When you go to bed, suppose you are in deep sleep, you are not aware of anything. Nothing. Everything is lost for you. It's like a short death. And the third is Swapnavastha, means dream state. Most of us, don't get deep sleep. We mostly are in kind of a dream state because of the wrong lifestyles that we practice. We eat so much food for dinner, and there is stomach disorder, and therefore a whole night you are only dreaming all kinds of dreams. Now there is no deep sleep for you. That is why some really now medical advice is eat breakfast like a king, eat lunch like a film actor, eat dinner like a pauper. Have you the heaviest breakfast, king's breakfast. Film actor is always aware of his physical appearance, right? Therefore, you eat moderately. Eat like a pauper for dinner. Means eat less. So whatever it is, this dream state, wherein you see so much actually, if you analyze your own dreams, you will be astonished. How everything was so real, and you are a part of the dream. That is the thing. These three states all human beings are aware. Mandukya Upanishad says there is a higher state called Turiya, which you can attain in meditation. If you have a pure mind, if you can pray to God, because this Upanishad message is, many people think it is against bhakti. It is not that. You pray to God for moksha, liberation. You pray to God for enlightenment. How does it happen? He manifests himself from inside within yourself and takes over your full personality, and your individual personality melts away. It just melts away and you are one with the divine. That is the state of Turiya. So this is the subject of the 12 slokas of the Mandukya Upanishad. Therefore, it is very, very scientific. It doesn't talk much about God and things like that. It says you go to that state of Turiya. God is nothing else other than highest state of your own consciousness. Your own consciousness. What is the difference between a divine master and a normal people like us or spiritual aspirants? A master's mind is always rooted in consciousness. Our consciousness is always rooted in the mind. See, that is the only difference. This is the subject of the Mandukya Upanishad, Shivram.
Thank you, Murthy, for summarizing this so beautifully. Now we will open it up for question and answer from the panelists and audience. First, we'll go with the panelists, and then
What is the time there, Shivram, now?
it is 9:30 p.m. in the Eastern Time and
Oh, my Lord.
6:30 in the West Coast.
Yes.
Now, audience, please feel free to put your questions on the chat. And while you're putting the questions, I already see many questions coming out. I will turn into panelists. I think already, Raji, you want to ask a question?
Sairam, and then my question is actually, I have understood the Mahavakyas of Upanishads intellectually through Drishya Viveka or scriptural studies or like that, but I struggle to live this knowledge in my daily life. Why is it so difficult to embody this understanding? How can I integrate it into my day-to-day life? That is my question.
Most wonderful question. See, there are 4 Mahavakyas, as you pointed out, and one from each of the 4 Vedas. For example, Aham Brahmasmi is from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad of the Yajurveda. Tat Tvamasi Chandogya Upanishad of the Samaveda. Ayamatma Brahma is from Mandukya Upanishad of the Atharvana Veda, and Prajnanam Brahma Aitareya Upanishad of the Rigveda. These are 4. All 4 mean the same thing. Aham Brahmasmi, I am divine. Tattvamasi, you are that, you are divine. I am Atma Brahma, this Jivatma or the individual soul is the Paramatma or divine. Prajnanam Brahma is from Mandukya Upanishad, that is the highest consciousness is God. Consciousness is divine. Your question is pertinent. Intellectually we know, but we don't experience it. Where is the starting point for this? To integrate it into your life. In a state of meditation, you should experience this. For that is the first thing. Once you experience it only for say half an hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or 1 hour in your meditation in the morning, that communion keeps you going whole day. Unless you experience it yourself, then what comes in the way of experiencing? See, we have gathered so many wrong tendencies over our lives, so many lives. See, for example, Baba was saying that sometimes we are so stupid. Why is it? Because we were sheep in some of our previous lives. And sometimes, we are gluttons like a pig, because many times we were pigs. Sometimes we are so angry like cobras. Why? We are also cobras. All the tendencies that we gathered over so many lives are there, which are obstructing. The one and the only way, according to me, the Upanishad says it. This is I would like to quote that particular sloka, that is from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which is a minor Upanishad, which is not a major Upanishad. The last sloka of the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. It says, all the highest truths I have told you, but how do you experience it? Yasya deve para bhakti, yata deve tata gurau, tasyaite katita hyarta prakashante mahatmanaha. To whom these experiences, the truths become the experience for whom? Yasya deve para bhakti, one who develops supreme devotion to God without expecting anything in return. Devotion is not a business transaction. You go to Tirupati, you give your useless hair and ask for wealth, ask for everything. God is not as foolish as ourselves. Why should he accept your hair and give you billions of dollars? He's more intelligent than us. Para bhakti. You love God because you love God. That's it. You love God because God is so lovable. You have fallen in love with God. Like young people fall in love. Some of you might have experienced this. And they say love is blind. So we fall in love with God blindly. Without, I love you, God, whatever you do to me, whatever you give is okay for me. That kind of bhakti you have to develop to God, and then yasya deve tata gurau. Your guru also you have to develop that kind of love.
Thank you, Murthy.
Then tasyaite katita kyarta. All the truths that I have explained in this Upanishad will become your experience. Therefore, you have to experience the truth. You have to experience that one. You are one with the divine by divine grace only. I would say nobody attained divinity without divine grace. Divine grace, the Upanishads are not against devotion. Many people think like that. No. You have to have that kind of love for God. You give everything to God. And in fact, actually, when do you get this experience? This is my experience I am telling you. God, I want you and you alone and nothing else. This is what the Kathopanishad says. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na medaya na bahuna shrutena yame vesha runute tena labhyaha tasyesha atma vivrunate tanam swam. You can't attain divinity by giving lectures like I am giving. That is not going to help me to attain divinity. Na bahuna shrutena, by listening to lectures like me, you are not going to attain divinity. Na medaya, out of wonderful brilliance that you have, you can't attain. Then how does it happen? Yame vesha runute tena labhyaha. Whomever God chooses, to him he will give his experience. Then whom will he choose is next question. The answer is whoever chooses him to the exclusion of everything else. I don't want anything else. I want you only. And then God will ask you, are you ready to give up your body now to find me? You should be able to say yes. Means what? You should be ready to die this moment to get that experience. And then you will get that experience. This is how I have experienced. Every day in meditation, I ask the question comes to me. Am I ready to give up this body this moment to attain Godhood? I am always ready. In fact, that is my only prayer. Say, I am 81 years and God has kept me like a prince. I am so healthy. I am so happy because I have found fulfillment in my life. And therefore, my only prayer to God is, let me die in meditation. When you envelop me, when you embrace me, let this body go in my seat of meditation. Therefore, that kind of burning aspiration, and Ramakrishna said, when there is vyakulata for God, pining for God, like Ramakrishna himself pined every evening, before he had the divine experience, he went to the banks of Ganges and rolled on his hands like a mad fellow, 25-year-old young man. Mother, one day has passed, one more day is gone. I have not seen you. What is the use of my life? See, that kind of vyakulata is there. Then automatically you will get that experience. So, it is a mental work. It is our inside work. It is not outside what we do. Outside you have to develop detachment, no doubt. But inside you have to pine for God. I can't live without you. See, then you get that experience. Once you get that experience, it pervades your life. May not be all the time because mind has tricks. Mind has very, very tricky. I tell you, there is nobody else. Yesterday, Swami in the discourse was talking somebody what happened to Vishwamitra himself. By God's grace only you can win over the tricks of the mind. Therefore, you have to be like a small child, depending on your mother and praying to mother, praying to God all the time. Without you, my life is worthless. My life is useless. Then you experience, then you can integrate it into your daily life. How does it manifest? It manifests as love for everybody, kindness for everybody. See, recently what happened, I went to one very beautiful spot in India, near our Shivamogga campus. Shivamogga, Sagara. Rupa Sharma recently here, and she has been helping this Shivamogga campus in a big way because her father came up in hotel business in Shivamogga district. I went there and I was taken to one place called Jenukallu Gudda. We went there at about 4 o'clock to see the sunset. And it's a wonderful place created by the forest department, of course by God, and the forest department has done a good job there. You can go there and witness. What is there? You look down 500 feet below, there is one river which is flowing, Bedti river. And look up 500 feet above, there are mountains. And sunset is so wonderful. When we first went there, we were only few of us. Only we, 3-4 of us went there. And I always keep a chair in my car dicky, a folding chair. I sat and I was so happy, immersed. And within 1 hour, hundreds of people came, especially small children jumping around, all around me. But I was not disturbed. I opened my eyes and gave some toffees to children, and everybody became friendly. Finally, my friend asked him, were you not disturbed? I asked, are you disturbed by your own family people? I feel all are my family. Those children are my grandchildren. Everybody who comes is a brother and sister. Then there is no reason for you to get disturbed. Therefore, the divine experience which you achieve in your meditation finally expresses as love all, serve all. So that is the essence of the Upanishads. I think I have answered your question for long. And Shivaram, it is left to you when you want to close. For me, it
Right, right.
is
Actually,
morning
another
in early morning.
sure,
Yes.
sure. Another 18 minutes only there, Murthy Anna. Um,
Huh?
another 18 minutes are there. 18 minutes,
Okay.
1 8, 1 8.
Wonderful.
But
You
we have
take
a
as
lot
much
of
time as you want.
but we have a lot of questions. Just to give a heads up.
Okay.
So
No
you may
problem.
like to speed up probably. Um,
Yes. Okay, I will
yeah.
give short answers.
Yes, yes, please. Thank you. So that
Yes.
we can cover more
Yes.
questions.
Yes.
Um, any other question from the panelists? Yeah, if not, yeah, panelists, whenever you can unmute and ask your
But
questions.
that's a continuation of Raji's thing. What about Maya? Because some days you're good, but some days it's just illusion and Maya comes up. So I mean, you're so confused. What happened? One day I was so high, now I'm so low. So how do
Yeah.
we overcome that?
See, see, that is the nature of the mind. See, mind is always like that. Like, water always flows downwards, right? But there is a way to take the water up. You need a pump. You need a pump to take it up. So, by your regular spiritual sadhana, suppose in the morning you are able to establish communion with the divinity within yourself, whole day will be good. Suppose you fail to do it in the morning, say then that the mind will go through ups and downs. It is natural, but by practice, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruhyate, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said, when Arjuna asked the same question as you are asking to Krishna, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi balavadruda. Mind is so fickle, goes up and down, so powerful, it overpowers me. Is there a way out? Krishna does not say, oh no, it is very easy to control the mind. He said what you are saying is true. Mind is very powerful, difficult to control, but by abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa means regular practice of meditation. And vairagya, detachment. See, all the ups and downs of the mind are because of either temptations of the world or provocations of the world. Right? Either something tempts you and you are distracted, or somebody provokes you and you get angry. To get over that, only solution is to stay in the state of equilibrium with God, the divine experience. Solution lies in regular practice, and there is no easy potion or a magic potion which can cure this illness. In fact, okay, now I will stop at this because there are other questions also. Regular practice, it is possible to do it. Suppose you ask me, sir, your mind is always under control. I will say no. No. But I look at my mind as a witness. I am not the mind. I look at it as a witness. I know I see my monkey mind going up and down, but I am not perturbed. I establish myself in the consciousness. So that is the ultimate solution. This is so for everybody. This is so for everybody. Even a divine master, I am telling you. Means they are adepts at separating themselves from the mind. Look at it as a third person and see that, you don't go with the mind. That's it.
Yeah, thank
Sure.
you. And I'll pick one question from the audience because I want to make just a little bit justice to the audience too.
Yeah.
This is from anonymous attendee, Jai Sai Ram. Thank you for the wonderful talk. Say you are a Krishna Bhakta who loves Krishna more than anything. Can you still attain moksha even if everything you do is directed towards Krishna? Or must you turn inwards to discover the nature of the self instead? Do the Upanishads relay anything regarding this? The question
It's
is
a
maybe
very
whether
good
Upanishad tells
question.
anything.
So, first answer to the question you are asking. If you are a Krishna Bhakta, you direct everything towards Krishna, definitely you will attain moksha. There is no doubt. This is what the word given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita means. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Krishna says, every minute of your life, remember me and fight the battle of life. And by that, mame vaishyasi asamshayaha, you are going to attain me. There is no doubt about it. When he says, I attain me, he does not mean that, you, as in your body, you get into Krishna's body. When he says you attain me, he means he is the self only. And Baba said, start with Sakara, end with Nirakara. Start with Krishna. Ultimately, you end with the self. Who will take you to the self? Krishna himself will take you to the self. You start with form and finally you will merge in the formless. Therefore, there are hundreds of paths. To the mountain top, there may be many paths. Any path will take you there, and path of bhakti is the easiest path. Path of bhakti is the easiest. Therefore, yes, you just be devoted to Krishna. He will lead you to the self. You did not have to do anything else. But when you go to Krishna temple, what you are going to do? Suppose, in America, Krishna temples are not so very common. You travel, say, about 50 miles, go to Krishna temple, stand in front of the Krishna idol. What you are going to do? You are going to close your eyes, right? You are not going to open your eyes and keep seeing the idol. What does it mean? Krishna is telling you, look inside. Therefore, it is Krishna's responsibility. Once you give responsibility to some form of God, that form of God, any form, will take you to the self. That is the answer.
Thank you, Murthy Anna. I'll take one more question from the audience here. This is from Meenakshi Biswal. The question is, we want to love prayers, but my mind and body do not relish it. What to do?
So that is where the sadhana, spiritual sadhana comes into existence. This is what exactly Saint Peter said. Spirit is willing, flesh is weak. Or Duryodhana said, this is called Duryodhana syndrome. Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. I know what is right, but I don't have the strength of mind to follow the right thing all the time. I know what is wrong, I don't have the strength of mind to avoid the wrong thing all the time. That is normal human predicament, nothing very abnormal about it. Everybody is like that. The solution lies in the mercy and compassion of God.
Yeah.
You have to take shelter with God. God, other than you, I don't have anyone else to take care of me. I am an orphan without you. I am an orphan without you. In fact, there is a very beautiful song of Purandaradasa. He says, Ava rogavo yenage devadanvantri. I don't know what kind of disease is haunting me. Savadhanade enna kayya pidudu neene nodaya. You are my doctor. Hold my pulse, hold my wrist and check what is happening to me. Then God asks, what are the symptoms of your disease? The symptoms are, though I am in front of God, I don't see God. Though I listen to bhajans every day, my ears do not want to listen to praises of God. My nose does not enjoy the fragrance of the flowers and fruits offered to God. My hands don't rise in saluting God. My head does not bow down looking at the devotees, looking at God. What is this disease? I don't know. These are the symptoms. And finally he says, Anatha Bandhu, Sri Gopala Vittala Raya. It is actually Gopaladasa, not Purandaradasa. Yanna Palina Vaidya Nine Adi, you are my doctor. Anadi Bavaroga Kaleya. Endigu Mariya ni Madidu Upakara. My disease now I understand is the Bavaroga. You are my doctor. You prescribe the medicine. I take it with Shraddha, sincerely. And you cure me of this anadi, timeless disease of attachment to the pleasures of the world. That is what he says. Therefore, only solution is grace of God. Nobody became a saint without the grace of God. If anybody says, I became a saint by myself, he is no more a saint. We have to depend on God for everything. And he is always with us. And any sincere prayer offered to him, he will help us. Any sincere prayer, he will help us. Especially when you pray for spiritual growth, because the purpose with which he created the whole universe is to find someone who recognizes there is God and love God. For millions of years, only Earth was there, planets were there. Or some millions of years, only plants were there, they didn't recognize God. Animals were there, they didn't recognize God. Finally, they created the human being. Oh, there is one God, let me love him. Therefore, the whole purpose of creation is man should evolve into God. Therefore, any prayer for spiritual growth, he will definitely answer the question. That is the experience in my life. I have struggled in my youth, especially when I decided I would tread this path of brahmacharya. I faced many problems, but I held on to God, and God held me. In fact, Baba told me this when I was a young boy of 20 years. He told me, you want to conquer Kamini Kanchana. You want to win over lust and greed. It is very difficult, but my grace is there. I will grant you peace of mind. I will grant you peace of mind. Therefore, devotion, bhakti reva gariyasi. It is devotion and devotion alone which will take you across this ocean of samsara. Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Murthy. Any question from the panelists?
Sairam sir, happy to see you. And
How are you? How is Aditya or Surya?
Surya.
He's good. He's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for
Yes.
your blessings, sir.
So, can you lead us with a small meditation? Just, I know it may be more time, just 2-3 minutes meditation, small meditation for all of us.
I didn't follow.
Can you
I
lead us?
think that one will take it different time, Gauri, if it is okay.
Shuram, you tell me what was the question?
Any question on the Upanishad, please ask.
No. What did she ask?
She was
No, my question actually you already answered in the Manduka Upanishad. So my question is that you said about the Turiya state. Is there any way when we meditate and then we can prepare ourselves so that we end up in Turiya state?
That's a good question.
Yes. This is very important. See, first and foremost, when you get up in the morning, your bowel should be emptied. Urinary bladder should be emptied. And wearing very loose clothing, which is not going to disturb you, you have to sit down in one place. Whether you sit squat or sit on chair, it is not going to make any difference, depending on your comfort. What it means, you have to sit down in a way that your body will not attract your mind's attention. And then focus on your Ishta Devata, any form of God which you love. And develop love for that form. See, there is a trick there actually. See, when I was young, though I visualized God, Satya Sai Baba in my heart, when I sit for meditation, love was not there. What I do, like, for getting light, what you do, you get a candle, you get a matchstick, strike the matchstick, light the candle, and then you throw off the matchstick, right? Therefore, like matchstick, what I was doing, whenever I thought of my mother, love would flood my heart, because I was very grateful for my mother, because I would have died as a baby, because I was subjected to fits. Every day it seems. Fever, fits. And my auntie, one of the elder aunties told me how my mother was keeping me as a baby on her lap and would forego whole night's sleep because she was so concerned, night I may get fits. Remembering this, always I loved her, and whenever I thought of mother, love would flood my heart. Therefore, I used mother as a matchstick. I forget about Sathya Baba. Think of mother. Love comes, then throw away the matchstick because you have already lit the candle. Then the same love, actually, you bathe Satya Sai Baba form with love. So that love will ultimately lead you to the ultimate. That is to himself, actually. That is to himself. I think that is the way. Some way we have to develop love for God when we sit for meditation. Suppose you love somebody. Suppose you love Aditya, say. Say, think of Aditya, not God. Because God is there in Aditya also. And then when your love comes up in your heart, you remove Aditya and place Baba or God. That will take you to the experience. It is ultimately love, selfless love. Whether to for God, for anybody else also. Selflessly love anybody, immediately you get God's happiness in your heart. You help anybody without expecting anything in return, even recognition, even a word of gratitude. That is the easiest way to attain spiritual happiness. You help somebody, without expecting anything in return. Then immediately God is happy in your heart. He is pleased. So these are some of the techniques.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've
Thank you.
attended.
Great question, Gauri. It's a very wonderful question. Thanks for asking that. And yeah, I'll take one other question from the audience here. And this is regarding the mission. The question is, how do we, okay, how to support or join this mission? I will answer. I'll give a little overview on that one quickly, and then we'll go to the other question. I think the question is basically how do you support or participate in the mission? Let me quickly share the screen. Yeah, so Education for All is one of the representing organization in USA about this Sadguru Madhusudan Sai's global humanitarian mission. And this is the host of this webinar, and you surely registered in the Education for All org website. So if you go here, there are many ways you can support or participate. If you go to the educationforall.org/contribute, and in this page there are many ways, and in fact one can support by sponsoring one meal for a child just for $10 a month. It will support one child for one meal per day for 1 month. And if someone wants to sponsor one child for the complete food expenses for a child, will cost $35, and or $85 one child's full education, food, and everything. And similarly, one can support a medical student, for instance. We have free medical college and so on. If you go to this website, that is educationforall.org/contribute, that will help. Of course, it's a very good cause, because this will help one of the some of the rural children. Some of them are from a really economically challenging background. It will help them, and all the support will go 100%. In the US, we don't keep anything. It's everything goes towards the cause. And thanks for asking the question. I will stop sharing now. And I think we are at the top of the hour, but I will ask one question, maybe one question from the panelists. Anyone want to ask? Otherwise, I'll switch to I'll take one audience question. Okay. Looks like no panelist question. Then I'll ask one question. This is from Murali Krishna Bhatt. I think it is not directly related, but I'll ask the question: why and when caste system started? How should we Sanatanis answer others when they say our religion is bad because of the caste system? Are all of us not equal? It's a tough question for all.
Yes.
Okay.
No, the fact is this.
Yeah.
See, the caste system is definitely a mistake. But how did it happen? It happened because of the selfishness of human beings. What was the basis of this The basis was, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Chaturvarnam Maya Srushtya. I created the 4 classes of human beings. I would like to ask you, which country does not have these 4 classes? First, he said Brahmanas in India. The intellectual and spiritual class of people. In which country there are no professors? Which country does not have teachers? Every country this class is there. People who are intellectuals, who teach, who are spiritually evolved and therefore give spiritual guidance. See, they are called Brahmanas. Next is Kshatriyas, the ruler class, the ruling class. Which country does not have leaders? Earlier they were called kings, today you call him president. Especially your president, American president, it is very famous today. For many reasons, good reasons, wrong reasons, whatever it is. Every country has Kshatriyas, ruling class. And coming to third, the commercial class. Krishna said Vaishyas, business people. Which country does not have business people? And finally, last, the Shudras, the labor class. Which country does not have? Every country has all these 4 classes. There is nothing wrong. It is division of functions in the society. People who are intellectually strong, they become, or spiritually evolved, become Brahmanas. Everywhere they are there. Every country has priests, every country has professors, every country has teachers, every country has people who rule, Kshatriyas, every country has business people, Vaishyas, every country has Shudras, the labor class. But what happened with the caste system? Krishna said, it is not on the basis of your birth. You don't become a Brahmana by birth. Because you are son of a Brahmana, you don't become a Brahmana. Only when you attain Brahmajnana, only when you study spiritual scriptures, a Shudra also can become. For example, Bhagavan Vyasa, who classified the Vedas, he was the son of a fisherwoman. Valmiki, he belonged to a robber's family. Therefore, these became Brahmanas by their qualities. But what happened in India was, spiritually, this spiritual division of functions was misused by a class of people for their selfish ends. They wanted to perpetuate all the privileges they get. They said, one who is born to Brahmana is a Brahmana. One who is born to Kshatriya is a Kshatriya. One who is born to Vaishya is a Vaishya. When it became, birth became the basis of caste. See, then rigidity came. Exploitation came. Therefore, this has to be got rid of. We, the Sanatana Dharmis, Hindus, now these days, for many reasons, intercaste marriages are happening. It's very good. Especially in our institutions, application for admission, the question which is, so very ubiquitous in all other educational institutions. What's your religion? What's your caste? Is not there in our admissions. Our question is, are you a boy or a girl? Boys will go to boys' campuses, girls will go to girls' campuses. We have to get rid of this caste system. We should not be apologetic. We have to be apologetic about it. You have to apologize. Yes, this has happened. It is wrong. One world, one family. But today what is happening in India is, politicians are using this caste system as voting banks. This is where the problem is. But there are organizations in India which are working for removing this caste system. And we stand for that. Forget about caste system. Even we want to remove the national barriers also. You are in America, I am in India. We are human beings. We love each other. We help each other. Therefore, caste system is a curse on Indian society, Hindu society. But I want to ask you, which religion does not have caste system? Muslims, there are more than 100 sects. Christians, there are more than 100 orders, different kind of orders. Which Buddhists, there are divisions. Therefore, don't blame only Hindus. Don't be so very guilty about it. Human selfishness is the reason for the creation of the caste system, and selflessness is the way we have to remove that caste system. Feel that everybody belongs to me, everybody belongs to us, and the world is one family. That is the fundamental mission of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, the global humanitarian mission. Thank you, Shivram.
Thank you, Murthy. And actually, very beautifully you mentioned, especially as you mentioned, Sathya Sai organization is one such organization where not only caste, as you mentioned, no race,
Yes.
religion, everyone, all kinds of people are there in that organization. And when we pray
Yes.
together and things anywhere in the world,
Yes, all
it's like
religions.
one family.
Yes.
And thank you, Murtyana. And I think we are closing it now. And before that, I'll just quickly um, share. I could not do a full justice on the previous question. So I mentioned about this contribute page where you can support. And we also, in the same website, you can also support for medical college. We have a teaching hospital coming up, 600 bedded teaching hospital, where people can sponsor anywhere from 9 million to $10,000 or anything people want to support for the teaching hospital medical college. And we also have Annapurna morning nutrition where people can support. There is Annapurna. There's Annapurna page here. That is the Annapurna supports 10 million children with the morning nutrition daily. In this page, you can support Annapurna morning nutrition. And we also have Shivoham project is coming up. This is one of the major one. So this is basically tallest standing Shiva statue in the world that is going to be in the Muddenahalli. And as you can see, this is the design, and it is going to stand in a 20 acres of land with a garden in front of it. And people can sponsor
Very Shashank.
the different ways by sponsoring 1 kg of metal and things like that. I don't go much about it, but there are many ways you can support, and you can write to us at one info@educationforall.org. Now, with this, I stop here and really thank you, Murthy Anna, for taking your precious time and sharing your wisdom with the team. And everybody is appreciative of you. And Murthy Anna has people say he has the memory like an elephant. And he mentioned his age, but he doesn't look like, and he's really modern. I would say he's more modern than many of us in his thinking and in his style of talking and communication skill and everything. And he probably read more than any one of us, not only in spirituality, even in technical studies and everything. He, as I mentioned, he was a rank holder when he did his engineering, first rank. He passed out with first rank from the Bangalore University. Again, thank you all. Yes.
Thank you, Shivram. And I should tell you that I have not missed my meditation today. I enjoyed talking to you, looking at many of you on the screen. I have seen God in all of you, and I love you. And finally, and I think Shivram Swami has told you about our Madhyala campus in Dakshin Kannada district where you studied.
Yes.
So
yes.
that you have to help that also, all of you. Of course, there are many other ways which Shivram has already explained. And here with me, I want to show who is heading this Madhyala campus, Madhyal Naran Bhatt Center for Higher Education, Shashank Narayana, who is closely related to Madhyal Naran Bhatt, founded is here. He will come behind me and stand and wish all of you. That is Shashank Narayana, our student, MA in Sanskrit, doing MBA, and within a short time, he is going there to take this project forward, construction. In fact, he and his parents have offered their land to Swami. On that land only, this college for girls and also boys separately are coming up. And please help this cause also. Thank you very much. Final
Absolutely.
Sairam.
And congratulations, Shashank, on your new assignment.
Sairam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining this. And it was a wonderful meeting you all. Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sairam.
Saira.
Saram, sir.
Yes, Sairam to you. Thank you.
N Narasimha Murthy.